Hello friends, I'm Anne-Marie Gosnell with Future Flying Saucers, and I wanted to take just a moment to talk about Bible time with your family, especially if you have preschoolers, toddlers to preschool aged children in your home. I get a lot of questions from moms and dads who want to disciple in their home, but they're not sure how to go about it. And this is one thing that I've done in my home. I wanted to share just a few of the ideas that I have done. And now that my children are 7th grade and 6th grade and 3rd grade, they now have their own quiet times with the Lord, but we still gather together as a family for family Bible time, at least a few times a week. So this is what I want, this is the big thing that I want you to know and understand, is that it's gonna take practice to have quality family Bible time. Little guys, toddlers, they're not made to sit still. They're made to move and explore. So one of the things that you can very easily do is go search online for Bible sensory tubs or sensory bins. And there's some ideas out there, and the kids can actually use their hands and dig in beans or rocks or different things that you can put in those tubs. And you can talk about different Bible events as they're exploring and finding things in the Bible tub. That's great for toddlers. But I will tell you that you can have a successful sit-down, quiet time, Bible family time, even if you have a toddler. You just have to train your children to value and do this time with you. You have to train them, right? And that's what the scripture tells us we're supposed to do. Train them up in the way they're supposed to go, right? So we have to train them to sit down and listen. And it's going to take a while. Little guys, toddlers, they don't have a very long attention span. So keep that in mind when you're choosing books or resources for your family Bible time. I totally believe in saturating your kids with books at a very early age. I'd even say as soon as they're born, start reading to your kids. And so when they hit that 2-year-old, 3-year-old age, they're very familiar with books, and they know that great stories and conversation and time with mom and dad comes from sitting down with a book. And from there, you can start a family Bible time. Okay, so one of the books that I used was this. I don't know if you can see this or not. It might be backwards too. The New Bible in Pictures for Little Eyes. This is one of them that I used for my little guys when they were 2 or 3 years old. Also keep in mind, you're only going to be able to do this for like 3 to 5 minutes tops for little guys. Okay, and you're going to have to train them, help them to know that they need to sit still and they need to look at you, and we're not going to have other toys around. Maybe you need to clean up the living room first before you sit on the couch. But this type of book is what I used. It had very little print, just a little bit of the Bible event, and then it had some questions where you can interact with your child, and then a prayer and pray together as a family. And we just went through the whole book, and it only took 3 to 5 minutes, and that was it. And then as your children get used to it and it becomes a habit and you do it every day, they're going to enjoy that time, and they're going to know, okay, it's family Bible time. This is what I do. When it's time for prayer, I'll have a little prayer that I have a little saying that I did before prayer. Like, my feet are very still. I fold my hands this way. I bow my head and close my eyes, and now we're going to pray. And then whenever I started saying that, the kids would know it's time to stop moving around. It's time to talk to God. And here again, you've got to get that habit going. It's not something that the kids are just going to do, okay? So as they get older, like I said, I love to use books. So I use these Arch books. They're beautiful colors, but it's all written in rhyme. Most of them are very, they're based on the Bible. They're biblically sound. Sometimes I think They go for the rhyme more than they go for biblical correctness. But for the most part, these books that come straight from, let's see, and I have Job, and then there's Jesus and Bartimaeus, and they have a whole bunch of these in the series. But they're rhyming and the pictures are engaging. And here again, that gets your kids used to being with a book. Because what book is it that we really want them to read? And we want them to read it on their own. We want them to read the Bible. That's what we want. So the more they are immersed in using books to talk about Jesus, it's just, to me, it just makes sense that our kids will go right into reading the Bible on their own. And my kids have a very good, healthy Bible quiet time that they do every day on their own. When they get a little bit older, this is a book that I love to use. And you can read this out loud with your children. And if you look at the sections, you know, here's Jericho when the walls fall down. But this is all the text. That's it. You sit down, you read it, ask a few questions, and then pray. And here again, when you have, preschool to kindergarten kids, you're still in training mode. Bump up the time a little bit. Maybe you can go 5 to 10 minutes with them now in family Bible time. And then as they get older into elementary school and then middle school and so forth, like when my family gets together now for family Bible time, my husband will read straight out of the scriptures. We don't even use devotional books or Bible books anymore. We use the Bible. He reads the scripture and then we discuss it. We talk about what happens. We talk about who's in it. We talk about why certain things happen. We talk about what we learn about God. What do we learn about Jesus? What do we learn about man? What do we learn about ourselves? And we have wonderful, rich conversations with our children that really builds discipleship with our kids. And so I hope these are some ideas that you can take and apply to your home. And I hope that you will attempt to do a family Bible time. It's really not that difficult to do, but be consistent and expect your children to wiggle when they're little, but do expect them to listen, but make it age appropriate. 3 to 5 minutes tops for toddlers and into preschool, 3 or 5 to 10 minutes tops for early elementary. And when you are in those early elementary ages and you're really able to do some great discussion and talk about Jesus and talk about salvation, I want to share this with you. This is my book, Mateo's Choice. And it's a simple book that talks about salvation and what happens after it. And you can curl up on the couch with your kids and talk about what it means to live a life that glorifies Jesus and how we can walk in his ways. I hope that gave you some great content. Come and join me at futureflyingsaucers.com. I would love to see you over there. Subscribe and get a whole bunch of freebie stuff in your email box. You have a great day.